You archive it. You wear it. It doesn't bleed anymore, but it never stops burning. A betrayal is not just pain, it's a permanent mind mark. An invisible scar your nervous system reads as danger forever. That's why your body stiffens when a message arrives at 2 a.m. That's why you hesitate before trusting someone who's done nothing wrong. Your mind calls it protection, but protection has a price. It silently taxes your ability to love, connect, and relax. Tonight, we're not chasing revenge. We're decoding the scar the way betrayal rewires your mind, and how to stop it from dictating every decision you make. Betrayal begins like fire and ends like architecture. First, shock. The story you believed about someone collapses in a second. Then, meaning-making. Your mind scrambles to explain the pain. It rarely settles on nuance. It chooses rules. Rules like, never trust fully. Always be the one who leaves first. Love is a contract with an expiry date. They sound wise. They feel safe. But they quietly reshape your life into a bunker with no windows. Neurologically, betrayal fuses emotional memory with threat detection. Smells, places, even playlists become tagged as proceed with caution. Your mind doesn't ask, is this person safe? It asks, how do I avoid ever feeling that again? And so vigilance becomes virtue. You call it standards. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's a razor wire around your capacity to receive care. Notice the pattern. You test people without telling them there's a test. You interpret slowness as disinterest, busyness as deception, healthy boundaries, essential, suspicion as a lifestyle, exhausting. The worst part, you start betraying yourself, declining opportunities that would require surrender, sabotaging connections that grow too close, performing strength when you're starving for softness. Trust is not a feeling, it's a decision repeated under uncertainty. After betrayal, your mind craves certainty, guarantee no one can give. So, it collects proxies, perfect consistency, instant replies, total transparency. Anything less triggers the scar. But certainty is a counterfeit god. People are inconsistent. Messages delay. Plans change. If your sense of safety depends on perfection, you will never feel safe. There's a second trap. Identity. I'm the one who can't be fooled again. That identity feels powerful until it starts rejecting anything that requires vulnerability. You build a brand of invincibility, and then drown in loneliness you can't admit. Modern life makes this worse. Ghosting normalizes silent exits. Algorithms train you to expect instant gratification. We scroll through highlight reels and compare them to our private betrayals. Of course, your mind concludes, everyone lies. But that conclusion is not wisdom, it's scar tissue, preaching as truth. So what now? You don't need to erase the scar. You need to retrain how your mind reads it. 3 micro shifts. Number 1. Name the trigger, not the person. Say, my scar is loud right now, instead of you're untrustworthy. Language redirects blame from the present to the pattern. Number 2. Calibrate risk. Don't eliminate it. Set boundaries with graduated openness. Small test gives small trust. If it fails, you lose a pebble, not a mountain. Number 3. Separate standards from surveillance. Standards are agreements. Surveillance is anxiety, doing project management. Choose to clear agreements you can verify, and let the rest breathe. These aren't romantic quotes, they're mechanics. You won't feel safe first. You act safely first. Your body learns. Today, betrayal isn't only a secret kiss or a broken promise. It's subtle, microlies content you weren't supposed to like. Conversations that meant nothing, disappearing chats. Digital life creates infinite doorways for small disloyalties and infinite replays for your mind to obsess over. The scar loves loops. You find yourself reading old messages, reconstructing timelines, decoding emojis like crime scenes. This isn't curiosity. It's the nervous system hunting for an ending that feels clean. There isn't one. So you need rituals that end loops. The 90-second purge. When the urge to check hits, set a timer. Breathe slowly for 90 seconds. If the urge still owns you after the bell, check once, not twice. Train the mind to survive not knowing. One screen rule. Sensitive talks happen off the battlefield. No DMS, no threads, voice or face only. Context reduces paranoia. Truth, windows. Schedule small truth exchanges weekly, not interrogations. Windows. Is there anything I should know to trust you better this week? Adults who want to keep you won't fear that question. Today, betrayal doesn't only arrive as a broken promise or an affair whispered in the dark. It hides in details so small, you almost miss them. A conversation deleted without explanation. A heart left on the wrong photo. A message answered too slowly. A smile that feels rehearsed. In the digital age, betrayal multiplies into fragments, each one tiny, but together enough to make your mind spiral. The scar inside you loves these loops. It turns a single action into endless replays. You scroll through old chats like an investigator, connecting dots that were never meant to form a map. You zoom into emojis as if they were hieroglyphs. Your brain doesn't call this obsession, it calls it survival. But the truth, it's your nervous system trying to rewrite history into something clean, something final, a closure that never comes. So the cycle continues. Suspicion, search, silence, and with every loop, the scar grows louder. What your mind calls proof is just fear rehearsing. What you call certainty is only the echo of pain, refusing to fade. A scar is more than tissue. It's philosophy etched into the body of your memory. It is proof of survival, and at the same time proof of fragility. Betrayal leaves marks, not only on the timeline of your life, but also on the logic of your thoughts. You tell yourself, because it happened once, it will happen again. Your mind mistakes memory for prophecy, replay for prediction. Scars are paradoxes. They tell the truth about the past, but lie about the future. They warn you, but they also imprison you. They whisper, never again, while secretly meaning forever this way. Ancient cultures saw scars as initiation, as evidence that you endured the trial and earned wisdom. Modern society sees them as something to erase, to cover with filters, to deny. Yet if you erase the scar, you erase the story. And stories are what teach us. The real task is not hiding scars, nor worshiping them, but learning to listen without obeying. Let the scar remind you where you've been, but refuse to let it dictate where you're going. A scar is not the wound, it's the story your mind refuses to forget. You can live inside that story, rehearsing suspicion as strength and loneliness as proof of resilience. Or you can begin to write a new ending. Scars don't mean you are broken, they mean you survived. They don't dictate your future. They remind you of your capacity to endure. True protection is not about sealing every window. It's about learning which doors deserve to stay open. You don't need to erase your scars to trust again. You need to see them as lessons, not laws. A scar can become either a prophecy of endless fear, or a reminder that you are still capable of love, risk, and connection. The choice is yours. If betrayal shaped your mind, you're not alone. Millions carry scars that still whisper in silence, changing how they trust, love, and dream. But scars can transform from prisons into maps, guides that teach you where danger lies, without preventing you from moving forward. Watch our playlists to uncover how wounds become wisdom without hardening your heart. And don't stop here. The next chapter is already waiting. The lie of identity your mind keeps telling you. Click now, because your scar is not the end of the story.